Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Jaegeru. It's the Jagdpanzer E100, the Tier 10 German tank destroyer. It's located on the assault team on Ghost Town Assault, and it's under the command of marke12. Well, the most surprising thing about this tank destroyer, I think you might find if you're an Arty player, is that both guns are Kanonen. That means they're Arty guns. Yep. The broomstick of death carried Arty guns. A 17 centimeters the top gun, and a 15 centimeter gun was the stock one. Yep, he's rating his PP high before he goes into action. Well, this is the tank destroyer that would have been based on the E100 hull. It's a very strong tank destroyer. Why it gets the name Jaegeru, I'm not sure, but somebody will probably explain that to me in the future. But the Jagdpanzer is a pretty deadly tank destroyer to come across, mainly because of the damage it can do with its arm-piercing rounds. 1,050 penetrating 299mm of armour. With the heat rounds, it'll go through 420mm. So you don't want to get in front of one of these things if you can help it. Just like the Badger before it and in the other video we did. Yeah, this thing is very deadly. Okay, wants that IS-7 to get in the position where he can start doing damage to that Super Conqueror. This vehicle has a very long reload. Oh, and his first shot accidentally hits the star 1 in front of him, which means he won't get a high caliber medal now, even if he does the most damage in the game. Oh, that's such a shame. Okay, it's such a long reload as well. Normally it's 24 seconds. But he's managed to get it down to 20.86. In fact, it's 24.64 seconds actually. Okay, we've got an enemy here we can strike. It's a Striv K. He's about to get a real lesson. Yeah, 1,115 hit points with one shot of armor piercing. Yeah, I don't think he'll be too happy about that. He will be firing back in this direction though. Of course, the weak spot on the Jaegeru is the lower front plate, which is, well, fairly weak. Oh dear, A phase 1 now, and he takes a round for 1,099. It is easy to get high calibers in this vehicle, simply because it does so much damage with each shot. Yep, they've both departed the area because they can't stand up to this gun. Now there are other weak spots. If you've got enough pen, you can go through the flat plates on either side of the gun, and of course if you can get behind one of these positional, you can actually shoot through the sides of the casement or the rear. Now it looks like the Super Conk and that TNH are in trouble, but this IS-7 is being a real pest. He deliberately placed himself in front there. I think he was just trying to get protection, but well, Super Conk tries to get through, but he takes a round for 1,162, and he's now a one-shot. Well, he is a one-shot for Marke, and he takes some RAM damage there as well. This is a heavy tanker, 150 tons. So you don't want to get rammed by one of these either, and his very next shot, well, he gets killed by the IS-7. And Marke does say the nice thing by saying thank you, and the IS-7 does respond, so maybe he wasn't trying to block Marke, but I think he wanted the damage for himself. Okay, well the TNH is next, and he's out the game in one shot, and we're now up to 4.3k of damage, but Marke's going to hang here for the moment because there's a Progetto 66 just around the corner. He just fired, and Marke's still reloading. Just checking his corners. Okay, he's ready to go, and the Progetto is about to die. Good night, Mr. Progetto. And he's out the game. Okay, it is the broomstick of death. Yes, you come in front of that gun, and you really need to scarf her. Get away as quickly as you can, because you are not going to survive if he can get a penetration shot.
Moving to support your position.
Okay, it looks like he's going to try and come up behind that Object 777 or the Striv K, but they're a little further away than he thinks at the moment he's got some drive to get to them. Well, no, it's in the support.
Acknowledged.
It's not a very fast tank destroyer. 30 kilometers an hour top speed forward, 12 kilometers in reverse. So it's pretty slow, but that's because it's so heavy. Okay, target. Treble 7-2, you're about to die. And he's out the game. So that's his third kill. And he's now up to just under 5k of damage. Oh, if only he hadn't hit his friend at the start of the game, he might be on for a high caliber already. In fact, he has already got 20% of the enemy hit pool. But of course, he cannot get the high caliber. And his next kill is the Progetto 46, who's just around the corner. No way he could stand that gun. And there goes another enemy tank, the Kanonen Jagdpanzer 105. He couldn't even penetrate the armour. Now you'll be pleased to know this is one of 2 replays. And there goes another kill, the T4KEN. This is one of 2 replays featuring the Jaeger, and it's Marky in the next one as well.
Stop your advance.
Okay, the Star 1, he's saying don't advance. Let him take the kill. He's still got plenty of hit points, and the Star hasn't really got the armour to stand up to the enemy. There's only 4 enemies remaining, and I think Marky wants that last kill just to get a top gun, but he could actually get a Radley Walters if he can find enough of them. Oh, there's one. Okay, he's in range, and he does get a hit, and he gets a fire, and the Panzer 58 Mutz goes down to the Standard B. He's reloading. There's a GSOR 1008 in sight to his right, and an EBR 190, but there's a Strip 103B somewhere around here. Now it's only 3 minutes 16 seconds left on the clock, and the EBR's slightly to the north. We can see the GSOR. He's over there, but he's hiding behind the rock because he doesn't want to face this 17 centimeter. The Strip is up on top, and the Standard B, who he's in platoon with, who's got 3 kills, so they're on for brothers in arms. And I think he's going for the Strip, or at least he's weakening the Strip. And Marky's going to make it up here eventually to kill the Strip, who looks like he's just given up. Marky, take the kill. Yes! Top Gun! 9 kills in the platoon. There's only 2 enemies left, so they can't get a crucial. But I think that they've basically taken this battle between them. Don't jump off the edge! No, because you jump off the edge. Oh no, please don't. That might end your brothers in arms very seriously and very finally. Oh, he's doing it! Well, he didn't lose any hit points, so I'll give him that. The only 2 enemies left are the GSOR 1008 and the EBR 90. But it looks like our teammates are going to cap out. They've got enough in the cap to force a win, and the enemy EBR has actually made it all the way back to just behind one of the ships on the east side of the map. So the GSOR must be ahead of us somewhere. Yes, there he is. He's not. Is he trying to go back to the cap? Well, I think the Standard B's are going to probably get him. And Marky's. Oh, yes, he has got him. And now Marky is going for the EBR, who might be trying to get a reset. But it's too late. They've capped out and they've won. And they did kill the EBR as well. So it's got a victory. Here's the end of battle results, and that was an ace tanker game for marke12 in the Jagdpanzer E100, the Jaeger. He got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, he got 6, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a fight for effect for doing more damage than hit points to his own vehicle. He got a brothers in arms because he was in platoon with the Standard B, and they both managed to get 3 kills each. In fact, actually, the Standard B managed to get 4 and Marky managed to get 6. And he also got that Top Gun for getting 6 kills. So a very good game for marke12 and the Jaeger. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, in the end, he did 7,242 hit points of damage, easily scored the highest amount. The second highest amount was the Concept 1B on his team with 3,792, and the third highest damage was the Progetto C50 Mod 66 on the enemy team with 3,509 hit points. When it came to kills, it was 6 kills for Marky, 4 kills for the Prototypo Standard B, his platoon mate, Blizzard Sniper. He also got 3,118, so he was fairly close to the top scorers. And 3 kills for the GSOR 1008, so he was doing quite well. And when it came to base XP, it's Marky, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. Again, 1,332 went to marke12, 1,117 went to the Concept 1B, and 1,058 went to Blizzard Sniper in the Prototypo Standard B. Those are the only 3 players who broke 1,000 base. Marky fired 11 rounds. Every round hit the target, but only 10 of them actually penetrated, and that's because one of the shells did hit his teammate, and he missed out on the high caliber because he did get the highest damage in the game. That was a real pity that happened. I think he thought that he had a clear shot, but he didn't, because the teammate was actually sitting directly underneath his gun, and when it fired, it scored through the top of the tank, and that disqualified him immediately from any high caliber. All of the damage he did was at close range. 9 hits received from the enemy, only 3 of which actually penetrated, 6 non-penetrations, and 2,060 hit points of damage blocked by armour. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 6 of them, and did 1,250 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 60,450 credits from the game, 30,000 credits from personal mission payout, and also, after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, took away a massive profit of 52,297 credits. 1,332 XP, base XP, times 4 for the first victory, took away 5,328 experience points altogether. I guess congratulations and thanks should go to Blizzard Sniper, because after all, he had the ability to kill that Striv 103B who was sitting right up on top of the hill, and I think he'd given up the game at that point because he realised they were going to lose, so he wasn't actually even trying to fight. But Blizzard Sniper could have taken that kill off the Striv, but he actually left it so that Marky could get his top gun, and that was a very nice thing of him to do that. They had already platooned, and I guess the feeling was Blizzard Sniper wasn't going to deny a top gun to his platoon mate, because he'd already knew that he was going to get a brothers in arms because they had platooned earlier. So, very nice thing. Well done to Blizzard Sniper. Very gentlemanly thing to do, to leave that kill to his platoon mate and just to round off the game. It wasn't enough to get TD15. Marky admitted that. He was a bit disappointed. He thought that he would get TD15 with this game, but maybe he will get it on another game, or maybe he has already got it in a different vehicle. So that was the end of the first battle. Let's have a look at the second battle. The second replay for Marky is this time on the Arctic region map, and he's on the northeast spawn. Well, his gun's dropped, but I'm pretty sure he's in the game. He is loading, and probably making up his mind which way he's going to go.
Withdraw from that position.
Oh! I'm not sure if... Why is he going after the 261? I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but maybe he's actually going to go up near the bunker and wait for the enemy to get close and then hit them from range. That might not be a good idea, because the Jaeger is famous for having very poor accuracy at very long range. And also, with that very long reload time, it makes it very difficult for you to do damage to the enemy. No, what are you doing? Oh, don't be a troll. Yeah, not a good idea. I think he actually wanted to get over to this corner, and when the 261 backed up, I think that's when he was a bit confused. It wasn't trolling or anything like that. I think it was purely that he wanted to go over here and the 261 was blocking his path. Anyway, he's making a nest, which is going to make it fairly easy for the Arty to fire rounds in. And the 261 looks like he wants to come into this area as well. No, Marky, don't do that, because you're only blocking him. And he's got an equal right to be in here as much as you. In fact, actually, at this moment, he's helping, because he's actually putting some damage on the enemy who are trying to get close. I have the feeling, yeah, the Object 261's gone around him to park right in the corner. I think actually the 261 is taking a much bigger risk by going in this area, because of course Arty are going to see that trees have been knocked down, and if they do fire in this direction, it's the Object 261 that's going to take more damage than the Jaegeru, because he's got much weaker armour than a Jaegeru. Of course, this tank destroyer does actually suffer from the problem that because the engine's up front instead of at the rear on the E100, the engine actually suffers from the possibility of being damaged by any shot that actually comes in and hits the lower plate of the vehicle. Can't really show the lower plate. There you can see it's a very wide lower plate as well, and just like the E100 lower plate, it's actually fairly easy to penetrate. Well, I say fairly easy, but it's still stronger than most tanks. So for the moment, it looks like Marky is just sitting here, and I'm not sure if he's sulking. I think he's just waiting for the enemy to turn up. You can see he's aiming his gun towards the pass and expecting enemy heavies to come up there shortly. I'm a bit surprised that he's doing this actually, because the dispersion on this gun isn't that good. It's quite big at long range, and it does have a fairly poor reputation for shooting at long range. It's also one of the few tank destroyers that actually has pretty terrible camo, mainly because it's so tall and big. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Well, Marky's moving now, and the 261's decided to go as well. I think they've decided that the enemy is being, well, dealt with down on the south coast. It looks like they've got a Jaegeru down there, but the Jaegeru is actually in bad condition. Meanwhile, we had some enemy trying to get through on this flank, and Marky would probably be the best person to deal with them. They're going to have a bit of trouble trying to penetrate him. Okay, he's got a Progetto, and that's a nice big hit for 927, but it's a low roll. We have got an AMX 13105 nearby. I'm not sure where he's gone actually. Lost sight of him. He might be hiding because he knows a Jaegeru is here. On the other hand, it might be that he's worried about what that Progetto might do. Progetto's going down for a quick look to see if he can find him. In the meantime, we haven't got any targets that we can fire at, but Marky doesn't want to leave this area. It looks like our Object 260 is actually being surrounded, and the 13105 has now been spotted to the south, and our Object 268 saw him as he was on his way back. I think Marky's playing last line of defence in this game. He's ensuring that no matter what, the enemy will not take the base. And to do that, he's decided to take up position next to this corner so he can engage the STB-1 when he gets up.
Moving to support your position.
Nearby. Okay, 261, he's saying something friendly to the 261. I'd be facing the opposite direction, Marky. I think that STB-1 and Object 2684 on the enemy team are behind you, and you need to be facing the opposite way. Regardless of what that 13105 looks like he's doing, he's attacking our 60 TP, and we've just lost our Progetto 65. So now he needs to deal with this guy. Oh, it hit the ground, I think. I'm pretty sure that hit the ground. Or is it? It didn't record as actually hitting the Object 2684. But here comes the SDB1. And he's not able to pen. And the 261 managed to get a kill shot. Well done to the 261. He wasn't that far away when he did it. And Marky's now trying to locate that 2684, who must have seen Marky and thought, oh, I don't want to go this way. This is far too dangerous. Oh, I'm not sure this is a good idea either. Dragon's teeth are... Oh, well, he managed to get over them. And there's the 2684. And he's out the game. 1090, that's a high roll. Well done. I think that's what Marky was going after. That's why he wanted to cross the Dragon's Teeth. He thought that 2684 was actually going to go round the rock and try and get him in the rear. I think Marky's stuck on this side now, is he? Oh, he's still trying to get back over them. No. Not a good idea. I don't think there's any enemy ahead of him right now. I think they're all in the south. And he's chosen a different route to get back over them. The scores are equal at the moment. Oh, and we just lost 2 teammates. So it's now down to Marky. The Object 2684 is virtually completely out of hit points. And the Object 261. I don't think that 2684 is going to last very long. But here comes the enemy. And there goes the 2684. Oh dear. So it's the two that were hiding in the corner against all the enemy. They're outnumbered 2-1, or in fact 2.5-1. Oh dear. Come on, Marky, use that big gun. Remember, your teammate's got an 18cm gun. Oh! Somebody tried to come around the corner. That was a Rheinmetall Panzerwagen. And he's taken out by the 261. Well done, 2681. That was a rather good shot, actually, as well. He didn't have much in the way of hit points, but the 261 made mincemeat of him. And he's still giving support, even after what happened at the start of the battle. I think he doesn't take it as a grudge. I'm pretty sure he was saying, well, obviously I blocked him going into the corner. And that's why he pushed me. A lot of players do have animosity towards Arty. Oh, the 261's died. Got taken out by the M60, who's decided to go around and try and come up this way. And in fact, the 261's marking where he thinks the M60 is, just on the corner. There he is. And he's out the game with 1 shot. Just goes to show how deadly the Jaegeru is. Now, which way is the enemy going to come? The Arty is probably not going to want to approach him at all. He'll be the last line of defense for the enemy. But it's now Marky against 3 enemy. A Grilla 15, a Progetto 65, and the Batchat 155-58. Now the M60 did fire a heat round at the front of the vehicle. You can see he actually did pen for 394. And remember, the Grilla's got that 15cm gun, which is capable of penetrating a Jaegeru. But of course, the Grilla does not have any armour, so to speak. So if he gets hit by this gun, he's really going to suffer. And if he's already lost some hit points, he's not going to be too happy. There's a fairly good chance. Oh, there he is! And he's low on hit points. And now he's out the game. Beautiful shot. Even at long range, I mean, I'm surprised because this vehicle is not good shooting at long range. Oh, and here comes the other one. And he's low on hit points as well. And we're not loaded. Back up against the wall. He goes in for the ram and he gets a ram. But can he get the kill shots? Yes. Lovely. Oh, yes. So it's now Marky versus a Batchat 155-58. Now, as I said, I don't think the Arty's going to move, but he has moved. That shot came from the south. You can see the tracer emanating from down by the south coast. And of course, the Batchat is one of the fastest Artys in the game. If I remember correctly, it's around about 65 kilometers an hour, so he can relocate fairly quickly. Well, Marky has to engage that guy, so he is going to go down to the south coast and see if he can find him. But I suspect that the Batchat will move and relocate. And if he's smart, he'll actually move all the way up the centre line and get to the north end, and then try and work his way around to get into the cap, and then work against the 30 kilometers an hour top speed of this vehicle, because it's very slow, especially going uphill. I don't think he's down there. He would have found it fairly difficult getting a shot from down there up over the top into him, but it was probably worth looking anyway. No, he's definitely relocated. Now you can see how slow it is going up this slope. He drops to 12 kilometers an hour, 11, 10. Yeah, it's very slow. And there's the 2-minute warning. So if the Batchat's going to get into the cap, he's going to have to get in soon, otherwise he's going to miss out on the chance of capping out to win. Okay, turn right here, go back to your own cap, because I reckon the Batchat is going to arrive at your cap very shortly. I reckon that's what he's done. He's made a quick dash round the centre, and he's going to get into the cap. Yep, he's in the cap. I was right. If he'd gone right when I suggested, he might have actually already been at the cap. Something of interest to note as well is that he still hasn't completed TD15. You can see it up on the screen. He's got most of the conditions. Well, he's got 3,500 hit points of what he needs for TD15. I don't think he's going to get enough to score TD15 in this game. Let's just hope he can get back and get a reset. The surprising thing is the Arty cannot cap out, he can't win, so there's no point in actually being there. I think he's just not looking at the screen and not realising that there's no point. It may be that he's hoping that if he can attract Marky back, he can hit him enough times with his 3 shots, and he's firing wildly, so he's not going to be able to kill Marky. And Marky's going to see him. He's just fired his 3rd shot, and that's it. And he gets a defender as well, right at the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first class tanker for marke12 in the Jaegeru, the Jagdpanzer E100. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He got 5 in the end, just 1 short of getting a top gun, as well as a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. He did get a defender medal at the end by resetting the cap and get at least 70 defense points in total. But I think that the Batchat 155-58 actually gave that to Marky, because he knew that he couldn't cap out. He'd left it too late. He didn't come back by the right route in order for him to get to the cap on time. And he realised that he probably wasn't going to be able to get 3 shots into Marky to kill him within the time span before Marky killed him. So he was firing wildly at the end, wasting his shells, and I think he just gave up and moved behind the camp for a bit of cover, and then of course Marky just took him out. Let's have a look at the team scores and see where he was. Well, he did get the highest damage in the game, but he didn't get the high caliber. 4,040 hit points went to marke12, 4,037 went to the Object 268 version 4 on the enemy team. And when it came to the next high scorer, that was the 60T11 Dalsky Go on the enemy team with 3,877. When it came to kills, it was Marke. He got 5 kills. 3 kills went to the Progetto, the Mod 65, the Tier 10 version, and 3 kills went to the Object 268 version 4. And when it came to base XP, it's Marke again, so top in all 3 columns. 1,043 to Marke, 889 went to the Progetto, and then 801 went to the 60TP. He fired 7 rounds, got 7 direct hits on the enemy, but only 6 penetrations. Damage of 4,040 hit points, of which 1,594 were at more than 300 meters. So he did do some long range shooting in this game. 4 hits received, 2 penetrations, 2 non-penetrations, and 1 hit by way of splash damage. He also blocked damage of 720 hit points in total. He spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 5 of the enemy, and did 107 hit points of damage assistance. And when he reset the cap by killing the Batchat 155-58, he got 82 defense points, which is more than enough to get his Defender medal. On a free player account, he earned 34,148 credits, but after repair, ammunition, resupply, consumables, he actually made a small loss, but it's only 118 credits. Now, I suspect that's because he didn't fire enough rounds and get enough damage in total. If he'd probably got 5,000 or 6,000 worth of damage, I think he would have made a profit for the game. 1,043 base XP, same again from personal missions payout, took away 2,086 experience points altogether. I think the wow was really that the Batchat 155-58 was very kind to him in the end and actually probably gave him that win right at the end. He could have run away and he could have hid, but it was too late for him to actually cap out, and knowing that it was too late to cap out, he should have just run away and forced the draw on Marke, or at least tried to find out where Marke was, tempt him to come back to his cap so he knew where he was, and then try and shoot at him from long range and keep moving so that he could get shots on Marke. He wouldn't have been able to kill him, not with his armour, but he would have been able to get some more hit points out of Marke before the end of the game. So, interesting that that was a victory, but nice for Marke that he did get a Defender, and, well, I don't know, well played to the Batchat 155-58 if this was truly that he gave the win away. You can see there, that's the name of the gentleman concerned, Miro81. Yeah, he fired a number of shots during the game, got a few direct hits, and travelled fair distance for an Arty. But yes, he did. I think he gave the game away at the end. Pretty sure. So, if you enjoyed those replays, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm.
Get that one, Jesse. She can get it.
He did. He just let it go so she can play with it. What?
And of course, do remember that we've got a second channel called The General, where you can watch quick replays without any commentary whatsoever. They're just pretty good replays with lots of medals in them, and they're usually very well worth watching. Thanks for watching this video.